Motec Sanchez.
I wanted to address first the what Mr. Mark Miles basically surmises serious allegations as nothing more than an example of benign miscommunication. What he fails to mention in regards to manner of death and establishing intent was that this did not exist in a vacuum. It is tied to specific cases as the one that I mentioned earlier of Abelino Cordova, where it was ruled that Dr. Malo ruled it a homicide, which it was, not to say that that determines intent, but Sheriff Moore went out of his way to make sure that it was determined an accident. Being that there's supposed to be an independent investigation being conducted, it is surprising to see that with all the evidence coming in, that he would make an automatic assumption as to intent, that it was accidental and not on purpose. And I think that that weakens the investigation because it compromises the outcome that eventually will be determined. As is in this case, 2 years later, if nothing was done wrong in the first place, then why was it changed back from an accident back to a homicide? He failed to mention that in his report. In regards to Dr. Mitchell's report, myself, the district attorney, Dr. Mitchell, we all agree, as I said earlier, that you guys should move to make a medical examiner structure, immediately remove coroner duties from being performed by Sheriff Steve Morse, who has brought great reproach upon our county, has caused much controversy from wrong bodies being cremated to allegations of bodies being mutilated unnecessarily, which is another key point Mr. Miles left out of his report. I'm not a medical doctor. I do have a master's degree in public administration, and looking at this from a public administration standpoint, this is really a no-brainer. The recommendation that I would make if I was on the Board of Supervisors, I would make a motion to establish a medical examiners per government code 24010, and I would remove Sheriff Moore from performing coroner duties, and I would establish an interim coroner in the meantime until that medical examiner can be established. To me, it's a no-brainer. The residents of this county do deserve better. This affects homicide investigations. This affects chances of prosecution for those who commit homicide in our county. Let us not forget that Stockton perennially is one of the most violent cities in California. So there is a lot that is dependent upon this, not just the reputation or political alliances for a sheriff who is an elected official. And I'm hoping today that politics do not become before public safety and the welfare of the people.
Thank you. Patricia Hernandez.